Okay, I will be with y'all pretty soon. It's just a little chilly in here. Gotta get my scarf for a second. I like it nice and chilly in here. Okay. Yes. 1 second. It's a little chilly in here. Gotta give me a little starter for tonight. Huh. Yeah, it's a little chilly in here, man. Got my central air on going on in here, man. Yeah. You know how I usually do it. It's open Q&A. Yes, indeed. It's a little chilly in here, man. Good evening. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Let's get the music together. Let's go to media setting. Hello. Let's get this media setting up. Banner. No. 1 second. Gotta get this media set up. Let's get some music up in here. Let's see what we got here. How's this? No. No, 1 second. I'm not sure now. That's no. Okay. This is very relaxing. Good evening. Yes, hello. Buenos noches. Bonsoir tout le monde. How's everybody doing tonight? Open for a Q&A tonight. But I'm going to start off with some questions. All right, let's look at these questions we got here. Okay, let's see what questions we got here. Yes, good evening. I'm here to answer your spiritual questions. Okay, let me start off here. Okay, we got a lot of questions going on here. James C. Subliminal D. Let's see what's going on here. Subliminal D asks, would I live in Dominican Republic? I would say at the moment, no. Tensions are too high at the moment. But I love Dominican Republic. I've been there a couple of times. I've been to Santiago. I've been to Puerto Plata. I've been to Santo Domingo. You know, I've been to Punta Cana. I've been to various places. I've been all around. But yes, Dominican Republic's a very beautiful country. I love it. But at the moment, tensions are too high. What's the most terrifying experience? Okay. And that was for YouTube. All right. This is, hold on. One second. So we have a question here. What is my most terrifying experience with zombie astral or esprit? What has been my most terrifying experience? Oh, I would say it didn't terrify me, but it was a very terrifying experience. I remember me and my brother, we had this situation we were dealing with. his baby mother was dealing with someone, and this person was a very bad influence over my nephew. And my brother and I, took care of that. But while we was taking care of it, now I'll say this: we were in Haiti taking care of this. Basically, my brother forgot to do certain things, which was part of the operation. And basically, the stuff is contagious. If you touch it and you touch someone else, it's going to transfer to them. So anyhow, my nephew became a victim of what was going on unintentionally. My brother actually touched him, and my brother didn't wear any gloves during the process, and he started getting sick. And it was crazy. Basically, we had to make him take a spiritual bath and get that stuff off of him. But yes, he was vomiting everywhere, and the doctors didn't know what's wrong with him. So that was a terrifying experience. And that's for James Enrique. I hope I pronounced the question. I hope I pronounced it correctly. I have a question. You said in a post that gangs that are controlling Haiti are controlled by mysticism. So the only way to defeat them is leveling the playing field. Exactly. Exactly. Basically, you have police officers that have done the same too. But these guys are so powerful. It's like not everybody's into that, but you have some law enforcement, who have basically entered into that where they've gotten their point put on them, so they can basically be strong spiritually, and this is not something that hasn't been said already. Numerous Haitians have said this. You have to level the playing field. If these guys is coming, you shooting these guys and they're not being penetrated. I mean, listen, I posted a video just to give you guys a demonstration the other day of what these guys are dealing with. This guy's being shot at and he's dancing around like nothing ain't happening. But that's just one scenario. There's been numerous accounts of people being shot and basically nothing happened to them. If anything, you'll just see swellings just happen and it's back to normal. So that's a different type of animal that you're dealing with. When you got guys that are basically getting shot and they're laughing at you. Yeah, they're getting shot, but they're laughing. I mean, it's a monster. It's something else. I mean, recently the Kenyans were basically protesting. Well, I don't know if they're protesting, but they've been voicing their concerns where they want their Kenyans out of Haiti because a lot of their Kenyan soldiers are basically dying. So yeah, the Haitian gangs, they're definitely a different type of animal. Yeah, this is what happens when you fund poor people with guns. Yep, this is a aftermath of what political figures have created. Haitian political figures. Yes, because the bodega next to me has an issue with Haitians. I can't answer that question. This is a crazy person right now calling me up. I can't answer them. I told him to call me back in an hour. I can't talk to these people right now. I mean, if you got a bodega that has a problem with Haitians, what I'm saying? See, the thing about it is, listen, I used to feed into that. I used to feed into that nonsense back in the day. I didn't know any Dominicans like that. And all I was just taught was they're the enemy, and that was basically it, and where is this? Okay. So that was my thing, back then. I was caught up in the foolishness. Oh, Dominicans, they're the enemies. I mean, if you follow me a long, long time ago on social media, on Facebook, you'd hear my rants and stuff like that. Dominicans, and it's like as you step outside the box, and I remember I was voicing my opinion. Oh, Dominicans, isn't that? There's a Haitian girl that checked me, and I didn't understand her at the moment. She said, you can't basically blame everyone and label everyone as basically just because one person did something or said something. You know what I'm saying? And then not only that, when you start going and researching the history of Haiti in between Haiti and DR, you start realizing that, hey, man, Haiti invaded DR on numerous occasions. You know what I'm saying? And, the animosity is there for a reason. It didn't just wake up out of nowhere and then Dominicans just started feeling some type of way. Haiti invaded numerous occasions and shit like that. So you got to look at it like this. You were my enemy. You tried to destroy me on numerous times, and I fought back. And now you've fallen because of your own bad decisions. Now you want to come over here for refuge. You know what I'm saying? What type of planet are you from? So again, I can understand, why there is the things that there is today. Because there's a numerous things that occurred whatsoever, even on the Dominican side. The reaction. It's like an action for a reaction. So again, for me, I've kind of stepped outside the box and just look at each individual for each individual, not basically generalize like every person is this particular type of way. But of course, every country has a right to protect its interests. You can't have random people come into your country undocumented. That doesn't exist anywhere, in like structured countries. So that's what I'd say about that. What's your explanation with elders? Okay, what's your explanation with what the elders would say, that if you curse someone, you must not walk where he lives or you'll get cursed? Is this real? Now, okay, I'm going to answer that question because someone just, for you people on Facebook and YouTube, someone just asked me about when the elders talk about going to locations that have been cursed, right? Let's just say a person has been cursed. They tell you not to go there. Why do they say this? Because the reason why they say this is because there can be backlash from that. If you go somewhere that's cursed or someone that's cursed, you have to understand there's a lot of things that's revolving around that individual, right? And let's just say random tragic events may pop up out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? So you put yourself in that environment. Like prime example, you do a curse on someone and you enter the car with them and you go somewhere and now that car gets into an accident. You're in the car with them. So there's a great possibility you will be affected by it as well. Same thing with where they live. You may basically do something to somebody and next thing you know, there's people that go to do something to them out of nowhere. And now you're just in that environment and now stuff happens to you. Listen, you don't know how black magic is going to affect someone. You don't know how it's going to play out. Sometimes they may use a natural scenario where they send regular random people to go do something to that person. And then all of a sudden you're there. That person, people that's there is not going to say, move out the way so we can get to that person. They're going to take you with them too. So yeah, you definitely don't want to be going somewhere where that is cursed, especially if you went to a location and you drop some powder down. You don't want to be going into that environment because if you go into that environment, likelihood you're going to be affected by it as well. Okay. So I see I got all my Instagram questions so far. Let me scroll down through Facebook and YouTube and see what they're talking about over here. Okay, someone asked me here, what are things you should ask the Loi before agreeing to marry them? What type of benefits or common receive from them when you marry them? Thanks. See, we have to take the symbolism away from marrying a Loi, right? See, symbolism is there to explain things that cannot be explained. You have ritual, you have ceremony. I look at it as a play. Now, the play is kind of an explanation to what's being done metaphysically. Metaphysically, you're connecting your energy with another energy. Now you can speak things what you want, but ultimately it's really energy. So when you have a commitment or a pact with an energy, you just know, you should know everything that comes with that energy. There's not a thing of, oh, I want this or I want that. It's what that spirit is able to give you. It's not something that you can always ask for and you get. There's a certain things certain spirits specialize in, and those are the things that you're going to get. So Sometimes when you get with them, you can ask them for things, but initially, when you make a contract like that, it's not really about asking. It's about linking their energy to your energy. What are voodoo dolls for? Poupe, right? Poupe can be used for many reasons. They can be used for like healing. You know, uh, they paused on this on Instagram for a second. Voodoo dolls can be used for numerous reasons. You can use them for healing. You can use them to curse people. Most common thought is that it's just used for cursing people. That's not the only reason people use them. You know, uh, yeah, you can use them for those type for good and for evil. hmm Okay, someone just asked me, what do I think? One second here. What do I think about Yoruba? I mean, that's a tribe. Now, if you're asking me, what do I think about Ifa? I think it's a religion. What do I think about it? Yeah, it's a religion, and a religion should be practiced the way it's supposed to be. It's a religion. I don't really have nothing more to say about it. It's a religion. You know what I'm saying? Boko, I'm a young MMA fighter. Can I use Ogu Ferai to help me with my fights? How can Ogu Ferai help me with fights? Well, I would definitely say that when you have certain spirits that are meant for combat and war, they can give you strength to compete. So therefore, I mean, listen, you serve your spirits, they may grant you victory in war or combat. Can you talk about about in tranquil spirit love magic? When a target comes to you, then they ghost you. What usually happens for the target to come back? Of course. See, the thing about it, when you're working with the tranquil spirit to bring someone back to you, you have to understand that that spirit is basically not just one spirit. It's going to open the doors to those people who passed away before their time. So in your dreams, you may see a dead relative appear. You may see someone, a friend may appear in your dreams. What it is that the door has been opened for these people to assist you in bringing that person back. Now, when they bring that person back to you, basically, I will get to your question. I will get to your question, Adam. Basically, when they start getting ghosts, that could be for numerous reasons. But when they get ghosts, again, humans have free will, so they can do whatever they want to do. You can't take someone's will away. Now they can get encouraged, to come back to you, but if they put up resistance or they do things contrary, that's when they have bad luck in their life. Now, why are they ghosting you? If you had a great time with them and all of a sudden they go cold turkey on you, who knows what the scenario is? Are they talking to someone else? Are they doing that? Because that could be a reason why this person ghosted you. But then as time goes on, you realize that tragedy starts to strike their life. But that's just the name of the game. It's either going to come back in peace or your life will be shattered into pieces. Okay, so let me look at this question by Adam. What's up with all these so-called voodooista talking smack? I mean, listen, it's a thing of disgruntled. Somebody. Let me tell you something about some of these spiritualists, right? A lot of these spiritualists, they want to be down with me, and then when I basically kicked them to the curb or basically told them no, I don't want to do business with them, they get mad. Mostly, if you see a spiritualist online talking about me, in a negative light, that's because they wanted to be friends with me or they wanted to do business with me, and I told them no, and that's pretty much it. And there's just some people who wanted more access to my knowledge, and I just declined. And that's really what it is. You look at them and you look at me, right? You look at A lot of these guys from the past, and you look at where they at today, and you look at me today from where I first started, you see there's a big difference in my life, and they just basically remain stagnant or they fade into oblivion. And that's what the situation is with those people who talk trash. Mhm. What do guards rings provide? Right? Guard rings provide protection. A guard, they basically protect you from hostility. They protect you from bad luck. That's what they're supposed to do. They're there to basically remove obstacles from your path. But of course, we have a saying in Haitian Creole, yo ba au point, mais yo ba vo dormi no kafu, right? Which means they give you power, but they don't send you to sleep at the crossroads. Meaning, just because you have, whatever protective amulet to guide you, you're not given this to go out and do nonsense, you know? One second. I can't. Okay, what do I think? What do you think about people cursing themselves? Do you think it's possible from doing Maji wrong? CJ, that's like a no-brainer. Yes, you can curse yourself if you're doing magic. Basically, if you don't know what you're doing, you can actually cause it to backfire. There's two things that can happen. Actually, really, um, well, three things. It can actually work, right? Basically, and there's another thing. It can not work. And third, it can backfire. Shit like that happens. So you want to make sure that everything you do penetrates and it doesn't ricochet. Can a black American initiate into Haitian voodoo? Of course you can. But at the end of the day, faut respecter principes. You got to respect the principles. You know what I'm saying? You got to understand it's a strict discipline. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of nonsense that's not tolerated over here. You know what I'm saying? Because if you do step out of line, you will be DP'd. You will be disciplined, contrary to a lot of other systems that you see. The foolishness that I see. I'm not even gonna label those traditions, but over here, you will be disciplined. You know what I'm saying? You get out of pocket, and don't be one of those individuals that get online and start talking crazy after they let you go, because that's either going to that's either going to make things worse for you. Man, this is a no-brainer. Hi, Boko. I have a question. If a spiritualist is doing the intrinsic spirit for you, is it dangerous if you have animals? Thank you. Well, that all depends on who's doing it and how they're doing it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Basically, with me, I would say don't have dogs. And if you do, keep them very far from where you're working, because that spirit, well, for that type of spirit that I work with, in my country, they used to feed it dogs because that spirit likes to eat. They like to live off the energy of dogs. So what does that mean? One day you may come home and all of a sudden your dog is sick. It's about to die. Mhm. Team Mudding Zone. Well, you need to contact me if you need that. Reach out to me via message. How many years have you been in the game? Man, I would say over 20 something years. You know what I'm saying? I started my teens learning, and then when I was in my 20s, that's when I really started getting active. That's what I say about that. Okay, all right. This rounds of, but at Haitian, but at Haitians back, what is this? Haitians back then wasn't wrong for trying to have the entire island. Well, I would say I would disagree with that, because the thing is this: you have to respect other people. You know what I'm saying? And on my end, for me, how I see it, they had, the east side of the island, they had their own culture going on. You know what I'm saying? Uh, what we call Dominicans today, they had their own thing going on. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just go over there and then all of a sudden try to change the norms of their culture. Because if you look at when Jean-Pierre Boyer went in there, he actually tried to get rid of the Spanish language. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of how you feel, this is the language people spoke. That's no different from the Europeans trying to make the Native Americans forget their language, or basically erase their language and adopt European culture. What's the difference? You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's wrong. So, I mean, listen, that's what you say, but again, we have to respect everyone's culture, regardless of who we are. What's the difference between Yoruba? First and foremost, you're saying what's the difference between what I do in Yoruba? First off, you got to understand Yoruba is a tribe. You know what I'm saying? If you're saying Ifa, the religion of Ifa, Ifa is a religion. You know what I'm saying? What I do is witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? A big difference. Ifa is not witchcraft. It is a religion. That's the big difference. Are any destruction spell ritual specials coming up? Not really, not at the moment. One second. Let me scroll through here. Okay, what did it say here? I don't think Haitians were wrong for trying. Okay, I already read that. Oh, thank you. Greetings and everyone. Greetings, Shamika. Like the live, it helps. Like the live. I mean, it's 50 people up in here. You know what I'm saying? Is necromancy the strongest form of magic? Necromancy is working with the dead. You know what I'm saying? There's many other forms of spirits that you can work with. Necromancy just means interaction with the dead. Hello from Albany. What up? It's just working with the dead. So, it's not really, I mean, that's like, you could speak to the dead. That's not doing work. Just because you're into necromancy doesn't mean you're doing work. How does a money spell work with me? I'm going to tell you this. Basically, you want to make sure you have an avenue for the money to come to you, because it's not like, oh, you do a money ritual and all of a sudden you're going to have money outside your door. It's like this. Back in the day, when I used to do money work for myself, and still do it today, basically, you have to promote. If you have a business, you're doing a money ritual to attract money to you. You want to make sure that you're advertising. If you're on social media, you're posting, doing things to promote your business, because how do you think you're going to attract people if you're not doing things for yourself to help the spell manifest? Because what a spell does, it provides an opportunity. It provides a, it pushes people your way. But if you're not doing any of the above, you're just wasting ammunition. That's one thing I'm very skeptical about when people ask me to do money rituals for them, because I think most people are not prepared for that. Most people are not prepared to go out there and hustle. People think that when they do money rituals, they're supposed to sit on their behind and do nothing. Who calling me out? I don't even know who that is. Yeah. But I say, they already got what they're looking for coming to them. So I really don't have to say much about that, though. If a spirit brings women in your life, what happens if you don't want them anymore? If a spirit brings you women into your life, what happens if you don't want them anymore? Well, I'm gonna tell you this: it depends on who sent them to you, because some of those women, they become extremely jealous. It all depends on who sent them to you. You know what I'm saying? Some of these women may become very, obsessive, very suicidal. They become stalkers. So you got to watch out with those spirits, man. Who you asking for? Because some of these females become with a whole lot of baggage, man. What is this? Does a binding spell become bound once? Okay. Let's see this. Okay. Let me see what you got here. If you have a question, Kamiti. All right. Well, ask your question. I'm here. Do you feel like AI will have a positive impact on the work you do? How do I feel like AI? I mean, I use AI all the time when I'm making thumbnails. Hey, it gets the point across. It's technology, man. Okay. Oh my God. Hold on. Okay, 1 second. Let me skip that. Hold on. Let me not skip that. Hold on. Oh, there's an exposed this and that, whatever exposed videos, man. I'm pretty much done with that, man. I mean, if people want to, if somebody want to make videos about me, whatever, yo. But anyway, can you talk about Poupe Mage? I mean, I already did. Kiki's Revenge. I just answered. I actually just spoke about that earlier. But Poupe Magic for love work, I just covered that. You can just rewind this video and basically look at that, because I just spoke about that. That's towards the beginning of the video, but you'll probably have to catch it afterwards. Can you use angelic spirits to do love magic? There's and use demonic spirits to do love work. I mean, listen, that's a whole category. I mean, good. I would just put into category good and bad. It all depends. That's like, yeah, you can do that, but I would say it all depends on what you're doing, because some things work better than others. Okay, let's see this. I'm trying to see where. So, what happens if you are sketchy about a spiritual person? Do you doing work for you? Now you know if it's real or fake. How do you know if it's real or fake? All right. Okay. I can't even pronounce the name. Kayamiti. I can't even pronounce that. But I would say this: if you get sketchy vibes from a spiritualist, then if they're doing sketchy things from the beginning, I would definitely say leave those people alone if you're not experienced, right? Because again, I mean, I've dealt with I've dealt with sketchy people, but I was strategic with how to deal with sketchy people. But if you're not familiar with how to do that, then I would recommend that you stay away, because those people will take you to the washer, and they'll basically empty your fucking accounts. They'll empty your life, um how do you know if it's working? I mean, yes, that's the crazy thing about this, because there isn't an exact time frame on work, so you don't want to be sitting there waiting in vain. You know what I'm saying? But if they're doing sketchy things, I would say that's a red flag right there. If they're lying to you, they're deceiving you, they tell you one thing and next thing you know, they flip and tell you something else. That's definitely a red flag. So if you're inexperienced, I would just leave that person alone. If they're, and again, if they're constantly, pressuring you for more money, more money, more money. Back in the day, it used to be, oh, for Voodoo, you gotta basically pay for this ritual, you gotta feed this animal, you gotta feed that animal, whatsoever, so you gotta pay extra for this, sacrifice that, and they constantly doing that to you. They're basically, running you dry. So it's best to leave those people alone and not have any association with them. One thing I usually say, listen, if you're on PayPal, do a chargeback on them, get your money back, and block them. That's it. Don't worry about all these threats and shit like that, because that's one thing these people do. They'll come back and threaten you and this and that. Listen, if they couldn't do good things for you, how do you think? How do you expect for them to basically do something to you on a black magic note? What is this? What does it say? It says, Mr. Ballcall, I just want to add my opinion. I think it's thoughtful that you're educating people. Well, I try my best, I try my best, to open people's mind, well, to open basically the room for dialogue and stuff like that, so people can learn. Because yeah, it's a very treacherous community. It's a very treacherous community. Yeah, it's a very treacherous community. So I try to keep people's eyes open. If we can't afford your work, could we do? Okay, here's it. What did he say? If we can't afford your work, could we do it safely on our own? Meaning in tranquil spirit work? Well, that's on you. You know what I'm saying? If you can't afford my shit and you go out and do your own shit and something happens to you, that's on you. But if it's successful and it works, more power to you. But that's the risk you take. What does it say? It says a money spell with Borkor works damn great. I've been doubt 1 year and a half and it's just been up. What I've been what? It's been about a year and a half and it's just been up. Thanks, Elmira. Oh, you're welcome. You're definitely welcome for that. This is a person that likely had put in a lot of effort. They listened to me whatsoever. They didn't just sit on their ass. And I guess, what I did for them worked for them. Thank you for making that publicly known. Okay, let's see what you guys got over here. Is it possible for a loi to grant a client an audience? Okay, hold on. Is it possible for you to help grant a client an audience or meet with a loi? That's not something I do, because that's something that's something that's unexplainable. The best way to interact with a loi is through the manifestation of the things they do for you. All this thing about a loi in my head and this and that can open room for manipulation. People act like they're possessed with the spirit and they tell you a whole bunch of bullshit whatsoever. It happens all the time. So I'd basically say go off of what they do for you rather than someone interpreting what they're saying to you. That's what I have to say about that. Most people claim they do work and they're just scammers. I mean, that's the name of the game, I mean, that comes with the territory. You know what I'm saying? For those people, you know what I'm saying? That's the name of the game. That's one of the bullshit that comes with this. I mean, there's everybody wants to talk about their spiritualists, or whatever. They can do this and they can do that. I'm just saying, you got a lot of fake people out here, and sometimes it's not even really fake. Sometimes it's just inexperienced people that step up. They really wholeheartedly believe that they're capable of doing shit. You know what I'm saying? And as time goes on, they realize, oh shit, I really don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And sometimes they get a rude awakening because these people have been in ignorance for years, thinking that they were something that they weren't. And now they think they're going to step up to somebody who's really living that life. And that's when they get a rude awakening. And that's when they start to see their life fall apart and they get that this shit is real. You know what I'm saying? What does it say? Let me read this. Walko, if we book a reading, can you tell us spirits in our court, or will you instruct us on how to serve, or send us to a mumble? Whatever comes up is whatever comes up, but that's not something that I do in my list song. My list songs are more general. It's revolving around your life. That's something I would recommend that you go to a wuga or a mumble for. As far as like connecting with Loa, that's something that I seldom do. And I would recommend that you go to a wuga or a mumble for that. That's not something that I do, for people just like that on the wind. Can you give insight? Can you give insight on Kafu? Is he a liar, and can he be used as an intrinsic spirit? No, he cannot be used as an intrinsic spirit, and no, spirits do not lie. I would definitely say they can play games, yes, but again, maybe so. Maybe you can have experience where certain deception happens. I take that back. But again, when you're working, if you're sending this spirit out to, do something, they usually do it, and if they don't do it, that's because you didn't do it right. Discerning and work should showing up in your life. Okay. How do you feel about people who put stuff on people who don't get their money? Hold on. How do you feel about people who put stuff on people who don't get their money? That's just the way it is. I mean, if somebody owe you money or they don't want to pay and you do something to them, that's just what happens. That comes with the territory. People do that shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? I've spoken about that highly. Out in spiritual work and outside of spiritual work. You owe a spiritualist money, sometimes that spiritual may come back and do something to you. You know what I'm saying? That happens. It's Met Kafu. That's not the pronunciation. Kafruit. No. Met Kafu. Basically, what does it mean? It means owner of the crossroads. What will you say is your strength in magic? Love magic and black magic. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Love magic and black magic. You know what I'm saying? I'm very good at that. That's my strength. No healing, no court case work, just love magic and black magic. That's it. One second, what we got here? Reading letter, does it matter to get work during Easter, after Easter? You know what? Does it matter to get work during Easter or after Easter? After Easter? I've never really looked into that. I've never really contemplated on that, and I've never, so I really can't really speak on that too much. I already answered that question, the super chat question. Do you have to initiate to the person house does the loi? What the hell is this? Do you have to initiate to a person house that does la tête? What? I'm just saying that's your choice. If you want to go to a person's house and that's their requirement before you enter, I mean that's on you. You know, everybody, you got to understand. Everybody, like, I think you guys think that voodoo is done one way. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody practices Haitian voodoo the same way. There's so many locations in Haiti where people separate. Like, well, let me just see. When I talk about voodoo today, I want to basically say from back in the day, because now we're dealing with a whole new era of voodoo, right? We can't even look at voodoo as what was voodoo in 2005 or 2013, because the climate has changed. There's a lot of things that have changed, especially with what's going on in Haiti today. You know what I'm saying? You know, I could, again, a lot of stuff I'm speaking is before this era of, you know, this era of Haiti whatsoever. So maybe what I'm saying is outdated, you know, because again, we have to take that into consideration, because this is going to affect how things change in the future. You know, voodoo has changed. So it has changed throughout the generations. Things that were one way at one point in time changed. You know, different people develop different things. New knowledge comes into play. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of things I'm speaking about may not even apply in the next 20, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? I can only speak about what I know from my time. I'm from St. Louis and I want to be voodoo. What church would I go to? I mean, listen, you have to find an organization that's willing to take you in. That's not something that I can recommend whatsoever, because I don't accept people and I don't really affiliate with people that are in societies like that anymore. It didn't happen to me. I just need to know. Okay, what is this? Let's see what it says. The difference between Orisha and Loa and our Orisha served in Voodoo, is one more powerful than the other? I would definitely say that. Probably like a small portion. I mean, really, you know what? You may find Shango in certain places of Haiti. You may find Ogu in majority of places in Haiti, and these actually originate there. You know, but then again, I could be wrong, because there's been certain places in Africa, West Coast of Africa, that also serve Ogu outside of Nigeria. You know, that's one thing I've heard. I could be possibly wrong, but if we're saying based on the IFA connection, I would say pretty much a few, just probably two that I know of. Okay, all right. Ha. 1 second. Oh my God, where does fuck this shit go to? Huh? 1 second. Where does this thing go? Okay. I'm trying to see where the fuck this going. Okay, this one here. It says, question: as a Miami, Floridian, I have Haitian friends, and a lot of them use the Sacred Heart of Jesus photo. They said is more to that. Is more to that photo. Can you explain because what I seen, it works. Because the thing about it is, we have found, we have found out that the Catholic saints, they have power, right? And if you know how to use the image of the Catholic saints, you can tap into some very powerful shit, and that's why they use it. Those pictures can be used in magic as well. So if you don't know what you're doing, that's another story. But to the average person in America, they just think that it's a picture of a Catholic saint. Most people in Haiti, when they see pictures of Catholic saint, they already know that you're serving spirits other than what they see in front of their face. Mr. Bokor, please leave magic alone. And this is just helpful advice on my opinion. Leave that magic alone. God works. Oh my God, here we go. I mean, I hear you, man. I co-sign Bokor Elmira's readers. Okay. I co-sign Bokor Elmira's readers. Is definitely eye-opening if you're new to it. Leonard Elmira definitely is the truth and doesn't recommend cornballs and fakes. You know it. Thank you for sharing that. Okay. What we have here? This person keep on asking this question. See, that's a very complicated question. If you're American, can the law still choose you from birth? That's a very complicated thing to ask. I would definitely say this, that the law is bigger than Haiti. The law is something transcendental. A law may have came to us in Haiti under this guise, under this image, but then to another culture, it appeared as something else. You know what I'm saying? So in this culture, see, the thing is, you have to understand there's a host, right? There's definitely going to be a host for things that we can't see. So for us, it may come as a Sacred Heart of Jesus. To somewhere else, it may come as L'Angle Sou. You know what I'm saying? So different energy can manifest through different imagery. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I say about that. So even if it may not be of a voodoo name, it may come to you as another name, but that's a whole nother complicated, form of comprehension that's foreign to America. Thank you for the support of the videos. CJ Boko has mad knowledge. It comes from years of being in the game, man. There's a lot of people out here that's on some, oh my God, I wake up 2-3 years and now, they think that, they made it. And that's not how it works, man. I've been in this game for a long time, man. That's why I got gray hair in my beard, man. I'm saying gray hair in my beard means I got experience. I got years out here. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, listen. Thank you, everyone, for being consistent and supporting the live. We actually did a good thing tonight. Oh, listen, I need you guys to hit those like buttons, man. On YouTube, hit those like buttons because you guys been here. There's 48 something people up in here. I need you guys to hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? Hit that like button for me. Thank you. Share the video if you can. Let me do this real quick. I'm going to conclude this live. I pretty much did it for tonight. I gave you guys an hour of my time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to conclude. Thank you, YouTube and Facebook. I'm out.